2, do you know who you are?
Yes.
Number 3. Male.
Yes.
Not you. You are number 1. Number 3.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Number 1, good day.
Good day, Bashar. I want to thank you for being here.
I am not there, but thank you for the sentiment.
Well, we are together somehow.
Yes.
Through the years, and thank you for these connections with lessons which I learned from you, I improved a lot.
You have learned these from yourself, but thank you.
Thank you. And I have a particular question.
Yes.
Through meditation, I have a year ago received an information for certain place in Arizona, certain name of town,
Yes.
surroundings, and so on and so
Yes,
forth.
for what purpose, toward what end?
It was for finding something like archaeological thing, which consists of 7 plates, which
yes,
are made
yes, yes.
from gold or
Yes.
bronze or some
Yes.
yellow material,
Yes.
and something written over them.
Yes.
I've been so far 4 times there, and
Yes.
I actually discovered the place which came in my meditation.
All right. And?
And the information which I had is somehow these plates are connected with Asian Martian visit here, a connection.
Not all of them.
Connection with Indians and
Yes.
forming a new civilization like
Many
Aztec
things.
civilization or something like
Yes,
that.
in a sense.
Now, I would like to ask you, I have 2 questions. One of them is if you can track in your collective memory what actually happened, where these plates came from. And my second question is how to proceed with the legal system existing here. What should
Legal
I do with
system?
them? Yeah, if I, for instance, if I dig them out.
Yes. You're not going to dig them out right away.
No, yeah, I can go in jail because I have to go through certain procedures and I don't know how to do it.
All right, well, why don't you research and find out? What stops you from finding out how to do it?
Well, the way I consider to do it is to go with the local Indians and to, because it's in regarding their history, and
Yes.
to do something with the tribe.
Yes, well, why don't you ask them?
Well, that's my next visit, which will be about 15 days from now.
Oh, well, then what are you talking to me for?
Well, I'm asking you if you can track exactly what happened, how these plates arrived there.
I am not allowed to. You are in mid-process. I cannot interrupt this flow. It is not something that I need to have access of information for. And that tells me that you need to continue as you're continuing, not worry about the legalities, but do what needs to be done. Stay within your integrity and simply follow through. Communication is the key. Frequency, state of being is the key, because one thing I can tell you about the 7 plates is this. Your vibration is going to have to match each and every one of them before you can find them, one at a time. And as you match their frequency, the plates will, in a sense, step you up a notch each time. And you will know more as you go. But at first, involve those who are involved. Dialogue with them, engage them, communicate, be open, have them help you, let them guide you in that sense. Timing will show you the way. All right?
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Number 2.
Greetings.
And to you, good day.
In our publication, our New Age publication for this month, they talk a lot about the earth changes.
Yes.
And in particular, earthquakes in Southern California.
Yes.
Do you see that occurring, and how is that going to
The
affect
likelihood
us?
of the kind of quake you're talking about in Southern California does not really reach an approximation of occurrence until around 2010. And even then, it is not certain. And as we have said before, and you can apply this if you will remember, the idea is that the more you change yourselves, the less likely it will be that you will have to create circumstances to shake yourselves awake. You can transform the energy. It's your reality. You remember what we said about the idea of reality being an illusion?
Yes.
Then that can tell you that while it is true that some individuals will believe that they must go through a trial by fire in order to change, not everyone has to. And the idea is that the more you allow yourself to be yourself, the less likely it will be that you need any kind of catastrophic reminder. And you can make the transitions relatively smoothly. And even if you find yourself in the midst of great physical change, if you are centered within your own being, there can be chaos all around you, you will remain untouched. Do you follow me?
Yes. And one personal question.
Yes.
I had a visit from time travelers from the future. One of they were Asasani, one of which was myself in a future lifetime.
And so?
And so what would be the purpose of a visit like that? Is it something laying groundwork for the future? Was it a...
Is that a guess?
No, it's a question.
Yes, well, why did you ask that particular question?
Because I wanted to know why they came back in time.
Well, why did you ask that particular question? You could have asked any number of questions. Why do you suppose you asked that question in that way?
I'd like a clear answer.
You're not getting the point.
Oh.
You asked the question in a certain way. You used certain words. Do you remember what you said? What you just asked? Can
Yes.
you think back and ask it again out loud?
I had a visit from time travelers.
Just
in
ask
future.
the question.
Oh. And I would like to know what
Did
the
that
purpose.
happen to... You said, did that happen in order to lay the groundwork?
Yeah.
You asked
Okay.
that question.
Yes.
Well, why did you choose those words, do you suppose?
Well,
Why did it occur to you to ask the question
I thought
that
maybe
way?
they would come back to visit again.
What did you mean when you said lay the groundwork?
Prepare for future contact?
All right. Anything else?
I guess not.
You guess not?
Well, why would a future self come
Yes.
back to see a past person from the past?
All right. Well,
To merge together? Are we merging
that's one
consciousness?
idea. That's one idea. Let me ask you a question, if I may. Why are you attending this interaction?
I guess I'm supposed to be here.
But why? Why are you attending? Why did you decide to come?
My friend insisted. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, I don't want you to say anything.
I know you want me to think.
The idea simply is this. I am the channel's future self. So what you are seeing right now is one example of the blending and the melding of the future and the past self for a particular reason of delivering information and perspectives. That's one way such a relationship with your own future self can be used. Does that help give you a little bit more of a clue?
Yeah, I'll be speaking with her in the future.
And the idea is that you are shown your future self to become more like your future self in the present. That is the idea that helps you evolve.
But I don't know her, so how
Yes,
can I...
you do.
Yes, okay.
But what you are simply doing is that in your own proper timing, so as not to interfere in your life, you are being reminded of what you already know, bit by bit, piece by piece, so that you can then take on the mantle of that feeling and become your own version of your future self. And that is what will act as a guideline for you to evolve in the way that is most representative of your truth, of your joy, of your creativity. Because that's what the future self represents. Does it not, in general, to most of you? The idea that you have arrived at a place of more completeness, more wholeness, more joy, more abundance, more creativity, does that not, in a sense, sum up the general idea of a future self? Yes, no,
Yes,
maybe?
Yes, yes.
Well then, as you allow yourself to become more aware of her existence, you then gravitate toward her frequency and become more like her and become her. So it
you.
acts as a guideline. Does that help you?
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting this future self talk to your future self. It is whatever temperature you want it to be. Cool or otherwise. Number 3.
It's a pleasure to speak with you again, Bashar.
And you as well.
Okay, I was wondering if you could shed some light on the topic of manic depression and what it could be done to help a person more towards the direction of getting out of it.
Yes. Get over it.
No, not me. Not me. No.
No, I know. I'm just saying, get over it. Now, again, I do not mean to sound facetious. I will explain. First of all, you must understand that many of the kinds of what you call emotional states that then may lead to mental states on your planet, in your society, in your species, stem first first and foremost from devaluation of the self. You follow me so far?
Yes, I do.
Therefore, the primary ingredient in all such realignment is the valuation of the individual. They must be allowed to feel their value, their worth, their deservability. They must be allowed to know they are loved, supported, and deserving of nurturing. This can be taught, reflected, shown in any number of creative ways. Of course, it will depend upon the specific individual as to perhaps what way, what methodology, what reflection, what example might be best for them. But it must all hinge, as you say, on deservability, valuation, worth. Basic, fundamental worth and value. That's where it must start. And from there it will grow. Because once an individual knows that they have value, and they do just because they exist, because creation does not do anything valueless. So if they know that just because they exist they have value, they can begin to add the building blocks of any other specific way in which they may wish to express the idea of their value. Is this making some sense so far?
Well, I thought I had a different opinion on what that could have been caused by.
Yes. All right, well, do share.
Could it be possible that my mother has hybrid children?
And so how would that be a direct cause?
Taken away from her.
And so what would that imply?
I don't think I quite understand what you mean by
All
imply.
right. The idea of perceiving that you are in a situation in which you are out of control means you have no value. You understand?
Yes.
It means you are devalued in your own eyes, in your own definition of yourself. But the only reason an individual would react that way in any given situation is if they have already been given the building blocks of those definitions, and those blocks have already been put in place so that their proclivity would be to assume the victim position, the valueless position, when they are confronted with an issue of power. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
So that must be replaced. Those blocks of devaluation must be torn down. Blocks of valuation must be built up so that they will respond differently to any such circumstances, be they earthly or otherwise. Then and then only will they be able to determine how they wish to participate in any such thing, and they then can see that they have the ability to choose more equally, in a more balanced way, what kind of effect any such interactions would have on their lives and what they can do about it. Do you follow me?
Yes, I do.
Does this help you?
Actually, I was wondering if I asked one more question. If I
That
could.
was a question. So I suppose you can.
All right. I was wondering if you could tell me the names of my hybrid brothers and/or sisters.
No.
Okay, thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep track of yourselves. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know who you are? Yes.
I'm one.
Andrew. Did you get it? Yes. Thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Recently I was told,
One moment.
yes,
Notice that sometimes we can say no and say yes in the next minute. Because things have changed. Sometimes when we say no, it's for the purpose of eliciting a change within you that will allow us to say yes. How you responded when we said no allowed us to say yes. Do you follow? Yes, I do. And that is a clue for you as to how to access the rest of the information you seek on that topic. All right? Okay. Begin with Andrew and work your way down the alphabet. Yes, number 1. Good day.
Good
You
day.
were told.
I was told recently that I am not fully human in this lifetime, that I am part ET.
Yes, well,
And that I'm
you
here
know
as
what?
What?
All
of
you.
us. Good, okay. I thought it was kind of a stage play, but...
Yes. Now, understand. The idea at this point is that there are a number of blended genetics in all of humanity. There are different reasons for different individuals to recognize, realize, and or connect in an aware way to that idea. You don't all have to, and you don't all want to, for positive and or negative reasons. But all of you, at this point, are all mixed up.
Yes, I definitely will agree with that.
And so now it's not so much the issue that you are genetically many different things, but what you think you need to do with that idea on the earth.
Okay.
So, what will you do with that idea on the earth? Because you are, after all, as best as can be said in a general context, human.
Okay. And it was stated that I am a catalyst for change for others.
I
And
see.
that-
And do you understand this and or relate to it?
That's what I've been trying to understand. And I look at it, the places I end up, or I am put, as where that could be true.
All right. Well, when you are told things like that, what does it invoke within your imagination as to how to interpret such a thing? Or what to do with such information?
Yeah.
Ponder, ponder.
Ponder, yes. Well, whatever I want to do with it.
Thank you. It is as simple as that if you let it be. Follow your joy. Follow your highest excitement. That is who you are. That vibration is who you are. And that will allow you to be the shining example you need to be, whether you're aware of it or not. Being a catalyst doesn't mean you have to be aware that you are. All you have to do is be yourself as best as you can be. You will be a catalyst. I guarantee it. Because, no offense, it's so rare when any of you are really yourselves, you will stand out. Believe me. People will not but be able to help notice. And you will then be, in a sense, a catalyst in whatever way they choose to relate to you. Being a catalyst doesn't mean that they all of a sudden have to feel like being sweetness and light. But being a catalyst means you are willing to be the trigger for whatever serves them best in their choice. Do you follow?
Yes.
Which is why all the things we share with all of you, no matter what it is we say works for us, if you decide it doesn't work for you, we don't care. Because we love you too much to insist that you have to believe what we say. Because we know that there are no accidents. You will get out of it what you wish. You will apply the information how you wish, to where you wish, when you wish. And that's as it should be. And that's as we would only wish it to be. Make sense?
Very much.
Does this address your situation?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 2. And to you, good day.
Good to speak to you. Hello, Bashar.
Yes.
I first heard your voice about 10 years ago when Robert played me a tape in
All
Sydney.
right. Well, it's not my voice, but I understand.
Well, there was an immediate connection with you.
All right.
And then 5 years ago you confirmed to me that I'd been on board one of your ships.
Yes.
Can you tell me more of what that was about? Because I'm living in Australia and
Yes.
it's fairly isolated there. It's hard to get...
Isolated?
Well, it appears to...
Isolated in what way?
Well, it's isolated from most of your contacts, or where you seem to appear.
That is not so.
I know it's not so, which is why I'm there.
Well, did you not then just
Bashar. I'm interested in the technology Ra mentioned in the raw material, known as the prana vacuum. How can we create a prana vacuum using today's technology?
The so-called prana vacuum is the same thing as the idea of what you might call the quantum vacuum. is the same thing as the 0-point energy concept that many people are talking about on your planet. It exists all around you. The technology exists that you can use to tap into it in certain ways. Many of the kinds of things that people have invented that say it's tapping into the 0-point energy are not exactly doing so. But the idea is growing in the consciousness, the collective consciousness of your planet, until such time as that awareness evolves into technology that will truly tap into that prana field, the quantum field, the void, and whatever else you may wish to call it. It will allow you unlimited energy, unlimited flow, an inexhaustible supply of energy that can be utilized in a variety of ways once you truly tap into that technology. It has to do with creating devices of proper resonance, proper frequencies, capacitors that vibrate at certain resonant frequencies that deliver and transform energy in a certain way, step it down in a way that you can use with your technology. We have talked a little bit about this as a space-time antenna concept. 3 nested spheres separated by phi ratio diameters, penetrated by antennae that are insulated from a Merkaba, a double interpenetrated tetrahedron in the center of the 3 spheres that resonates at certain frequencies and can be activated by the introduction of energy into it, and it will output energy of a higher caliber, a higher level, and a higher frequency, tapping into the quantum field in certain ways. But many people on your planet, a few of them, are beginning to experiment with this, and we cannot deliver more information about this device until they have already achieved what it is we have already delivered. End of discussion.
Hello, Bashar.
Good day.
Thank you for having this conversation with each other in this way.
It is our passion and our pleasure to do so. What would you like to discuss?
Talking about the hybrid children, you've mentioned in the past that contact between hybrid children and their mothers will expand over time.
Yes.
Has this process indeed started on this timeline? Is
Yes.
there an increase of physical contact between human beings and the hybrid children?
Yes, but in an altered reality, not necessarily physically on your planet so much, but in a slightly altered version of physical reality, and in dream time, these encounters have increased.
Okay, wonderful.
Eventually, it will leak into the physical reality as you understand it,
Yes.
although it will still be of a higher vibration than it is now.
Yes, understand. Yeah. And I also wanted to talk to you about suppressed memories.
Yes.
During our previous conversation, you've mentioned that I was visited by the Grace when I also was a child,
Yes.
and that these experiences are buried deep within my consciousness.
Well, not that deep.
Oh, not that deep. You also mentioned that I felt victimized because my childlike state was not able to comprehend what was going on during these visitations.
Yes.
Okay. And is it correct to say that from the point of view as a human being child, that these visitations and the removal of genetic material was somehow experienced as a trauma on a psychological level?
Yes, but only because of the way you were raised as a human, not because it's innate to the being a child, not because it's innate to being a human child, just because of the way your planet views these kinds of things, and because it is short-sighted in its compartmentalization of awareness. That's the only reason you experienced it traumatically.
And is that also the reason that we're still somehow afraid of extraterrestrials?
Because you are afraid of portions of your own power. And the extraterrestrials you're encountering represent and reflect the idea of your true power in certain ways.
I understand. And that, that's probably not a coincidence, but that leads up to my next question. Both my parents have transitioned almost within 3 years of each other. And the last parent, my father, passed 1 year ago.
Yes.
And their physical absence caused a shift in my life.
Yes, of course. That's the purpose of it.
Yeah. I experienced this as a tremendous opportunity to shed a whole bunch of negative belief systems that I have bestowed upon myself through their upbringing.
Well, congratulations. That is a positive way to use it.
Thank you. But I also sense that this tremendous opportunity is sometimes a bit frightening.
Why?
as if this whole new space that has opened up is sometimes too big to handle.
Impossible. Otherwise, you wouldn't experience it. You only grow into the space you're ready for. So no matter how it looks, you're making a comparison, still using some of the outdated beliefs to view it, instead of letting go of those outdated beliefs and understanding you cannot experience more than you're ready for anyway. You can expand into it. That's why it looks that big, because that's how big you actually are when you let go of the limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying.
All
I
right.
understand what you're saying. And I also am aware of the physical impact of this awareness.
Yes.
For instance, when my body is sleeping,
Yes.
it seems to respond to this awareness with an actual physical shock during the night that
Yes.
eventually wakes me up.
Yes, it can, because again, your body's not used to that vibration or frequency of energy, but it can get used to it over time.
And how can we do that? Can you say something about how to integrate this new space and the awareness of new space and the physical response to this? Is it just going with the flow, letting it happen?
That's one way, practice in a sense, having it happen over and over again, you'll get used to it. That's one way. But one way to accelerate that is to understand or have a perspective where physical reality isn't really separate from spirit reality. It's really not so different. It's just that you've defined it as very different. You've placed certain definitions on physical reality that makes it seem so unlike spirit reality, when in fact it's a natural extension of it.
Okay, and the physical body that reacts, how can we smoothen that out?
Well, this is what I'm telling you. Stop making such a separation in your belief system between the idea of your physical body and your spirit. Your physical body is your spirit in physical terms.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same kind of idea, if you wish, a crude analogy of saying ice is still water. It's just frozen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing. It's the same substance, essentially. And so is steam. So if you start looking at your body as if it's simply, euphemistically, a frozen version of your spirit, or at least a portion of your spirit, you can start to allow the physical reality to sort of melt a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
allow it to become a little bit more fluid, a little bit more liquid, and not be so different from the liquid version or the steam version. So you have to start really looking at physical reality as if it's just another state of being of spirit and not really separate. It's the idea of separation that's tripping you up.
Yeah, I understand. And you also said something about that the human beings on Earth will become more and more human over time.
Yes, you're actually not fully human yet.
Yeah, and I was wondering what you meant by that. What does it mean to be human as opposed to not being fully human?
Being fully human means that you understand that everything is made of unconditional love. You understand that everything is connected, everything is a reflection of everything else, and you act accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Being fully human is what you ascribe to beings like Christ, Buddha, Krishna, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. It's the idea of the behavior that reflects the godhood within you.
Yes. Yeah. And that probably also means that we're not so compartmentalized in our way of thinking then.
Exactly. You think more holistically, more as a whole system. That's why I said you understand everything is one thing. I am you from another point of view. Literally, I am you from another point of view. You are us from another point of view. A fully realized human lives in that truth.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are so welcome. Aveo.
Aveo.
Greetings, Bashar. I have a question for you. what is the template level of our space-time reality? You've mentioned that there is a template level and that we are each exploring themes from this template level, that there is a specific template for our lives. I'm wondering if this template is actually revealed in the deck of what we consider 52 playing cards, and if this template level of reality is expressed and symbolized in the deck of 52 playing cards. Where exactly did these cards come from? Who created them and when? And what is the best way for us to utilize these cards now in our lives in order to explore the theme of our lives, play our cards right, and give ourselves permission to be our best self? Thanks, Bashar.
All 52 are symbolic of the template level because it can be mixed and matched in any number of ways. It's not any one card, it's all of them that represents and symbolizes the template level, which is created by the choices you make in spirit to have a physical experience. So, as above, so below. You use the energy of the consciousness field to arrange certain kinds of blueprints that will manifest physiologically as the theme you will explore in physical reality. And the idea of any kind of permission slip, like a normal deck of cards or tarot cards or any kind of divination system, represents to some degree the idea of the template level. Now, you have some freedom in that with your free will as to how you experience the template you laid out for yourself, and sometimes some things can be altered or shifted. But in general, the choices made by you as a spirit will be played out as the cards you are dealt. But you can shift them around a little bit here and there with your free will, but you will play that game. That's what you decided as a spirit. So that's how the cards represent the idea of the template level in energy that then becomes crystallized down in frequency, down into what you experience as the physical card game that you are playing. Playing the right cards, as you say, is easy when you simply follow the formula. That's the secret to playing your best hand.
Hey, how are you, Bashar?
Perfect, and you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's see. My questions are feelings or thoughts the higher priority for manifesting our reality? Because it seems like unresolved feelings manifest over our thoughts. So how are they linked? And
this is how it works. First, you begin with beliefs and definitions. What you believe to be true is reinforced by the idea of feeling that it is true, thinking that it is true, and behaving as if it is true. Belief systems use feelings, emotions, thoughts, and behaviors to reinforce the validity and the reality of the belief system, because physical reality isn't really real. Therefore, beliefs have to make you believe that it is real, and they do so by reinforcing what you believe to be true with the idea that it feels true, you think it's true, and you behave as if it's true. That's the priority, that's the order in which it happens. You cannot have a behavior, you cannot have a thought, and you cannot have an emotion without first believing or defining that something is true for you. Beliefs are the blueprint that allow you to build the house of your physical reality. So it all starts with that. So when you behave a certain way, when you think certain thoughts, when you feel certain emotions, they all go back to, what must I believe to be true about myself in order to feel, think, and behave this way? Does that help you?
yeah, so if I want to change the belief system, the action or how I behave would be the best way to start, and then the feelings and thoughts
You
would follow?
can start from any direction you wish, but in a sense, the most efficient way to change a belief system is to figure out what that belief is telling you, figure out why you're buying into it, because it may simply be a habit that you have because you've been taught to believe this way. It may be that you're getting something out of believing that way because you don't hold on to any belief you don't think serves you. So even if it doesn't seem to serve you, you may have a belief that says that the alternative would be worse than holding on to the beliefs you have, even if they're not comfortable. because you all want to believe that everything needs to serve you, which is true. It can. But sometimes you have beliefs and you hold on to them even if you know they're not the best beliefs to hold on to, because you have a belief that the alternative would be worse. And therefore you'll still hold on to whatever it is you're holding on to until you change, until you understand that the idea that something worse will happen if you behave more like your true self is a fallacy. So you have to examine why the belief is there to begin with, allow yourself to understand why you're buying into it, and be honest in your self-investigation of what you believe will happen if you actually go in a direction you say you would prefer to. Once you understand that a negative and fear-based belief is simply telling you a story that isn't necessarily true, then you can see that it is nonsensical and illogical, and as soon as it is nonsensical, you will drop it because you don't hold on to things that don't make sense. If you do hold on to things that don't make sense, it's because you have a belief that says it makes more sense than the alternative. This is what we call the motivational mechanism in your psychology as humans. You always, without fail, move in the direction of what you believe serves you. You always, without fail, move away from what you believe does not serve you. So if you see yourself choosing things that you know intellectually don't serve you, it can only mean you've defined it and attached a belief to it that says it's better than the alternative. It serves you better than the alternative. Find out why you believe that, and when you expose the belief and the story it's telling you, you will see that it makes no sense, and it will be dropped. It will be gone.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Let's see. The next question is from the soul's perspective. Is the physical body like a radio-controlled car where you the soul puts input to make it go left and right, and then there's always input, also input from the environment? So it's like
to some degree, you can use whatever analogy you wish, but the idea really is that the physical world and the physical body is a projection of the soul's consciousness. It's like putting on a diving suit. More than the idea of a remote control car, it's like putting on a diving suit or a diving mask and going diving under the ocean. The mask helps you see underneath the ocean clearly. It's not designed to tell you what to do. It's designed to tell you what you're experiencing more clearly. When you leave the physical reality, it's like taking off the diving mask and going back to the surface. So even though you have free will as a physical being, the soul determines what the general trajectory is from its own free will, and that may be what the physical mind thinks of as destiny. In other words, you are the person you are. You will do everything as the person you are. You cannot actually fundamentally change the person that you are, although the personality can shift to a great degree, but it's still happening to you as you think of yourself as a separate autonomous being. So you have the free will to experience the destiny of the soul in any way, shape, or form that the physical mind chooses to, positive, negative, happy, sad, whatever, fast, slow, up, down, but you will walk that path because it was determined by your free will as a soul. Is this helping?
Yeah, the diving suit was a much better metaphor than the radio-controlled car.
All right.
Thank you. 2 more questions, really fast.
Yes.
When a soul wants to have an experience here on Earth, and many souls wants to have an experience here on Earth, who gets priority?
There is no need for priority because there are a multitude of infinite parallel realities that can have a similar experience.
Okay, and then the last question. On your planet, do you fart and do you laugh at your own farts like humans do?
We laugh, but we don't eat, so we don't fart.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aveo.
Aveo.
Good day, Bashar. I would like to know about the Bosnian
pyramids, the ones located in Visoko, and like who built them and for what purpose, and yeah, anything you can tell me about the pyramids in Visoko in Bosnia. Thank you.
Pyramids around your planet at a certain time were all built relatively close to one another in time, around your 10,500 years ago. The idea is that they were energy collectors to balance the Earth that had gone through a catastrophic change when it was impacted by a cometary body that caused the annihilation of your Atlantean civilization. And therefore knowledge and energy was preserved in many pyramids around the planet. And also they were used as an energy balancing system to bring the planet back into alignment so it could recuperate and heal. There are other things that they were used for, but we will not go into that right now.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for talking to me.
It is our passion and our pleasure. What would you like to discuss?
So I've been following my excitement more and more since I kind of started to listen to you speak, and
right.
It feels really great. And I've been doing some like bigger and some smaller changes, and I'm following your advice of this thing of basically following my excitement more moment to moment, because there's no like one big thing in that sense.
All right, now do remember the entire formula, not just follow your excitement. There's other pieces to it, yes?
Yes, I know.
All right.
And I think what I'm like, one thing that just as an example that I quit one job that I felt like I was not excited about at all.
All right.
And now I have more free time, which is fun.
Yes.
And then sometimes I get kind of frustrated with myself because I feel like I sit there and I know that I have all these options to act on, but I kind of don't know what to do. And I wonder
yes,
if
you
there's
do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The idea, again, isn't that complicated. Don't overcomplicate it. If you have different options, decide for yourself which one is not only more attractive, more exciting than any other option, but which one can you act on? Which one can you do something about? If it seems that more than one is equal, you might as well flip a coin. Remember, synchronicity comes to bear in this, because if you flip a coin and say, all right, heads option A, tails option B, and you flip the coin, one of two things might happen. Let's say it lands on tails, option B, and you find yourself going, oh goody. Or you find yourself going, oh, I wish it had been option A instead. Oh, I wish it had been option A. Then you will know that that was the one that was more exciting. Or if you do head down a path that isn't necessarily the most exciting path for you at that moment, synchronicity will create certain circumstances that will turn you around in the correct direction. That's how it works. It's an automatic mechanism. So you don't have to sit there and wonder and be frustrated. Just act on whatever you are capable of acting on that contains more excitement than anything else, as far as you can determine, and let synchronicity guide you with the red light, green light aspect of its being, of its nature, which means it will bring you opportunities you can act on and take further, green light synchronicity. It will prevent you from acting on certain things that are not the correct path for you right now, red light synchronicity, just like you follow your traffic lights when you drive. You understand? Mm. So the starting and stopping is the way synchronicity guides you. No, not right now. Don't act in that direction. Act in this direction, whatever you can act on. And you have to use your imagination. Be very creative about the idea of what it means to take action on something in every way that you possibly can that has to do with that thing you say excites you. Even if you have to simulate the reality, that's taking an action on it. Mm. Let me give you an example that many people on your planet have used. There are many people who you call celebrities that are famous. But you will hear stories from many of them that before they were actually able to literally do what it is that they now do, that they're famous for, They acted it out. They simulated it. Even sometimes going so far for someone who might be a public speaker in an auditorium or a game show host or a late night interviewer as to go into a space, set it up like it's really happening, even to the level of putting fake people in the audience, maybe even just cardboard cutouts, and doing their routine as if it's really happening. Because then you're training your body to get used to the vibration of the reality of that, and that will make you attract it more strongly by doing anything you can to simulate anything you can to take an action in the direction of what excites you more than any other choice. And when we talk about that, it can also be very simple things. We don't mean when we say follow your passion, follow your excitement, that it has to be a grand project or come with trumpets or be a life-spanning career. Ta-da, here's your passion. No. Every day you have little options, simple options. I can take a walk. I can read a book. I can have lunch with a friend. I can watch a movie. Just choose the one that has more attractiveness, more curiosity, more excitement, even just the tiniest bit more that you're able to act on than any other one, and just do that first. You're still following your excitement by doing it on that level, and eventually it will usually snowball through synchronicity to bring you more and more opportunities to act on your passion in bigger and bigger and bigger ways. But the point is, it doesn't really matter if it does or not, because you're still following your excitement just by making sure that every day the options you choose are more exciting than any other option, and taking action on the ones that you can. That's all there is to it. You don't have to make it a big mystery or overcomplicate it or overthink it. That's why you're frustrated.
So you're saying I'm frustrated because I am making it way more complicated.
Yes.
Because I feel like sometimes it's literally that I have like an afternoon off and I'm sitting at home and I don't know, like
Then you're not using your creative imagination. Sitting at home. Why are you speaking with us today? Was this more exciting than any other option?
Yes.
Well, you see, that wasn't hard. So what will you do after this conversation is over? What are your options after this conversation is over? What are your options? Name some.
Probably go to sleep because it's quite late here.
All right. Going to sleep can be exciting. That's fine. But let's say it's morning. What would be some of your options?
Usually like go for a walk, go to workout.
Do you enjoy those things? Are they expressions of your passion?
Yes, they are.
Are you sure? Because you kind of hesitated.
No, I'm sure.
All right. Because remember, sometimes you may be sort of doing what excites you, but you may not be doing it in the most exciting way. Because the idea of following your passion requires every component of it to also be the most exciting way. So you can do a thing, but where you're doing it, how you're doing it, when you're doing it, with whom you're doing it, all have to be of that vibration, or you're not really following your passion. So you get to decide the way in which you're actually acting on your excitement. And isn't that an exciting thought?
It is actually.
All right. So just make sure that whatever it is you choose to do out of the options that you have, whether it's taking a walk or working out, you're doing it in the most exciting way as a whole system. All the components of it are being done in the most exciting way. And if you can't find that one of the components is the most exciting way you would prefer to do it, use your creative imagination to create your exciting way of doing it. Yes?
Yeah, I think that what you just said with the creative, that actually helps a lot. I've never thought about it that way, that I have the power to do that.
You do. You do. So if that makes things more exciting, then you're on the right path.
Yeah.
Does this
help?
Thank you.
Yeah, that helped a lot. Yes, it really did.
All right. Does that serve you today?
Yes.
Then we thank you for your interaction. Aveo.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Of course, always. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Why would I have anything else?
Sorry?
Why would I choose anything else?
Oh, yeah, that's makes sense.
Yes, I know. That's why I said it. So go and don't choose what doesn't make sense.
I will. Thank you so much, Bashar.
It's up to you. Thank you.